Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books. Today we're talking about woke Ironheart rips off Iron Man. Why are we talking about that? Because they're actually doing it, shot for shot. It's a great article coming from Cosmic Book News. My friend Matt McGloin, woke Ironheart rips off Iron Man in Black Panther 2 footage. Kevin Feige continues replacing character after character, all for the sake of diversity and for nothing to do with a good story. We will get into this article and I will show you the actual video that they're talking about because it is an interesting shot-for-shot coverage and comparison, and you'll see they ripped it off. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys have been great. The channel's growing. It lets me do more videos. Okay. Fans have taken the Ironheart footage featuring Dominique Thorne and posted it side by side with Iron Man footage, where it's actually an exact mirror image of previous footage of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. They're literally taking shot for shot and duplicating one character with another character. So we see Kevin Feige and the filmmakers intentionally went out of their way to replace Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, as they obviously went back and looked at the Iron Man footage and synced the Ironheart footage in Black Panther 2 to look exactly the same. In the comics, Riri Williams is a teenage girl who steals Tony Stark tech and for some reason is allowed to keep the technology, which if you think about it makes no sense, as that would be the equivalent of a child soldier, or even worse, as the child is allowed to have and use a weapon of mass destruction. It's not responsible. How responsible are the Avengers, right? You can't let teenagers steal your weapons technology and just sort of keep it and play with it. I mean, even they're a danger to themselves, aren't they? I don't know. I mean, it's just a comic, so people say that from time to time. You have to suspend disbelief a little bit, but it does kind of seem ridiculous. Dominique Thorne is 25 years old, so it seems doubtful Riri Williams in the MCU will be a young girl. But as we see in the footage below, she's still meant to serve as a replacement for Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, which of course fits with Kevin Feige's woke approach to the MCU, which started with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. All right, here's the video. Tell me if you think it looks similar. You see Robert Downey Jr. on the one side, the other side, a Riri Williams character. I mean, shot for shot, they're just duplicating the video. And yeah, if you're going to make your own Iron Man suit, maybe you have similar shots, but like exactly the same perspective, especially with that hammer banging on the metal to shape it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it doesn't show respect for the director either who took the shots. But worst of all, it doesn't show respect for the fans. As fans, we don't expect this. We don't expect, we really liked Iron Man. We supported it. We helped make Marvel successful so they could actually continue to be in business, because Marvel, was in bankruptcy in the early 1990s. It wasn't even the first time Marvel was bankrupt. But if they didn't have the support of the fans, there'd be no Marvel. So this is what Disney is doing with it. Sierra Whiskey, friend on Twitter, says, ripping off Tony Stark won't make us like Riri Williams. That is true. Kevin Feige's MCU is all about wokeness. Unfortunately, it is now. It's a wokeverse. The Captain Marvel movie replaced Marvel in the comics in more ways than one, and also retconned Carol Danvers as being responsible for the creation of the Avengers. And that's not all. How could she possibly have been responsible for the creation of the Avengers? That makes no sense. But maybe it makes her important to the universe. This is the problem. Like, the Feige and his people think that if you just mess with the universe and you give them a reason and say, oh, she's the most powerful character in the universe now, then all of a sudden fans are just going to say, oh, okay, fine. Now we completely accept this. And it makes sense. We didn't notice what you've been doing with the continuity and with the characters. We just missed all of that. No, the fans actually pay attention to what's going on. The problem is they don't care. Kevin Feige is incredibly wealthy now. He's doing whatever he wants to do. And he essentially created the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the assistance of a lot of other people, but he's always been the key guy. So I guess it's his view. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If he wants to ruin it, it's his to ruin. He's too rich to care. The Avengers Endgame ruined Hulk and Thor for all time because they're masculine characters. Yeah, they do not like masculine characters. Black Widow is a self-admitted Me Too movie and one that replaces Taskmaster with a female character, yet uses a male stuntman. Are we sure that Black Widow is a self-admitted Me Too movie? Well, let's see. Black Widow feminist Me Too movie confirms Scarlett Johansson. All right, that's another whole article. Shang-Chi insults and makes fun of the Asian community, as evident by the fact that Shang-Chi had a lower box office in South Korea than both Black Widow and the Eternals. How could Shang-Chi possibly have a lower box office than Black Widow and the Eternals? Eternals is Feige's woke disaster full of gender and race-swapped characters. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness booted its original director for the sake of wokeness and was totally redone to include lesbian teen American Chavez and Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch as the star. It was redone. There was another article that Matt did on this that was very good, where it was explained that Kevin Feige said, oh, well, Doctor Strange is a white male, so we have to redo how we're going to do the story. I mean, ridiculous. Thor, Love and Thunder needs no explanation and may have killed Taika Waititi's career, much like Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman 1984. Wonder Woman, the first one was great. Wonder Woman 1984 should have at least been good. It was terrible. And now Taika Waititi, his Star Wars movie is in doubt. I mean, I'm sure he'll find something to do. But Thor did not go well. It did fine on the first weekend. And after that, like a 70% drop in box office. People, no one likes this stuff. They just keep doing it. I will tell you, you probably know my other videos. I do a lot of videos on Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery is not going to do woke movies. There'll be an occasional Velma cartoon and one stupid graphic novel and whatever other little project down the way, but not the major DC films. That's why they canceled Batgirl. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier replaces Chris Evans as Captain America in a move that makes no sense with the Anthony Mackie's Falcon, a character with no powers, who is now starring in Captain America 4. Fans actually prefer Falcon merchandise to the Cap Falcon because it's consistent. This is another huge, we did a video about this. This is a great story that Matt did, covering how Marvel's woke versions of their heroes do not sell as toys either. The toys are just not selling. It used to be a Marvel license, especially a Disney license. Anything that was licensed Marvel or Disney would sell because all the licenses and all the products were just true to what people like about the characters. So they would want little idols. You want little idols, totems that represent the things that you care about, so you have more of it around you. People don't want Captain America dolls around. They don't want Captain Marvel dolls around them. They're not interested in this stuff. You're not going to sell a lot of She-Hulk toys. It doesn't matter what they do. Owning the conservatives or whatever, it doesn't create a connection. It's hateful. It doesn't create interest in a character. The Tom Hiddleston Loki is replaced by Sylvie, as confirmed by Hiddleston. The What If animated series replaces Captain America with Captain Carter. Hawkeye replaces Jeremy Renner with the bestest ever archer, Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop. Moon Knight is actually pretty decent, but in social media posts after the series concluded, Marvel confirmed Layla replaces a male character from the comics. And now why don't you just create new characters? They don't. The whole point is not about representation. The whole point is about elimination from culture. It's about wiping out the culture and replacing it with things that people don't care about, unfortunately. I mean, it's a terrible thing to be and to say, and it's obvious. It's not about, let's bring in, they'll say, let's bring in new fans for Iron Man, by changing the character's gender and having a ridiculous backstory. Because then other people will see that and think, oh, I too can get a hold of some character's super armor and use it as a weapon. Like, what? It doesn't work. Ms. Marvel is the least watched show on Disney Plus, and one that gave the character everything under the sun to succeed, including making Kamala the MCU's first mutant. So they retconned all of that. And apparently a cosmic being, a magical being, and even possibly an inhuman. She-Hulk is a complete joke and a complete embarrassment to the MCU. In the pipeline this month includes Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, which, as mentioned, replaces Iron Man, but also replaces Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther. Funny, Feige said it's too early to recast Black Panther, but of course, we see it isn't too early for a sequel. And the Black Panther movie, I don't know how the sequel is going to do. You know, hopefully everything does great, but it's extremely long. And unless it was really done very well, long movies do not do well. People get tired of them. You can have Titanic, that can be successful. Avengers was long, it was successful. Black Panther 2 being more than 2 hours, I think they're going to have a problem with it. You let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this, all of these swaps, the race swaps, the gender swaps. Why is it so necessary? You know, is there anything good about it? I can't see anything good about it. All right, please do subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up when you like it. And I will see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.